Hi, this is Scott from Scott Shop Media. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and it is almost the weekend. This is what we got happening on the mountain this afternoon and in through this weekend. Just wanted to let you know that there are currently 4 Caltrans projects scheduled across the mountain today, tomorrow, and then even into Sunday. I'll give you some more details on that if you'd like to stick around. Weather's going to look great this weekend. We are finally seeing the return of that onshore flow that I have been promising. So we'll have a little increase of winds, but it is turning from the ocean, blowing onshore, and giving us a little cooler temperatures tomorrow and Sunday, and higher humidity, which is going to be great for our fire danger. I've been checking all day and I have not gotten a update on the Eldorado Fire, so I am assuming that it's still holding around 22,744 acres, 93% containment. Our fire danger does remain elevated, however, due to drying of the fuel moistures. And of course, even though this is an onshore flow, any wind will help fuel a fire. So we'll still need to be cautious on our fire safety habits. There have been 4 crimes reported across the mountain in the past 48 hours. Currently, there are 4 Southern California Edison power outages that affected a little less than 100 customers. Some of those customers actually have probably already seen their power returned. And then another 700 plus customers are without power over in the Eldorado Fire area, Mountain Home Village, and Forest Falls, as Edison crews still continue to work to restore the damaged power lines and poles and stuff like that. In the past 48 hours, we have seen 5 new COVID cases reported across the mountain and 2 small earthquakes reported in Big Bear this morning. So that's what I got for now. If you have a few more minutes to stick around, we'll go into greater detail on what is going on the mountain, starting with traffic. No major delays on this Friday afternoon. The forest is still closed, and so hopefully we won't see a large influx of visitors on the highways. Right now, everything is open. You will be down. You will have some traffic control. They might be cleaning up these cones actually here real soon on the 18 from Lakeview Point through the Arctic Circle to the dam, and then from the dam continuing on the 18 to Blue Jay Road until about 3:30 or so for another hour, hour and a half. Caltrans is doing some work, including guardrail repair and replacing signs. That work is expected to resume again tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning and go until about 3:30. So just slow for the cone zone. Also, we have that ongoing construction activities going on at the bottom of the 3:30 in the evening from 8 o'clock at night to 7 in the morning. That should go all weekend long as well. There will be detours in place. State Route 38 tomorrow. There will be some guardrail repair going on between College Camp Road and Rainbow Lane. And lastly, in the Lake Gregory area on State Route 189 on tomorrow, there will be some utility work going on from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. So watch out for those crews. Weather looks great. Light winds, mild temperatures. Today probably being the hottest day of the forecast in the upper 70s to mid 80s. Expecting the temperatures to drop a couple of degrees tomorrow, and again a couple more on Sunday as we see the return of the onshore flow with some cooler temperatures and better moisture content, better humidity to aid in the moisture content of our drying out fuels. So that is good news. And you can see by Tuesday, we should be maybe in some places 10 degrees cooler on Tuesday than we were today. No hazardous weather forecasted, no Santa Ana conditions in the immediate forecast. As you can see, the winds are still currently blowing offshore, but then by tomorrow evening, they start making a change to onshore. And so that's when we will see these cooler temperatures. and higher humidities with lower fire threat. And speaking of fire threat, right now we are under extreme fire conditions, and so all the restrictions and closures that go along with that on the forest floor. The forest does remain closed this weekend for visitors doing forest activities. The long-term forecast remains about the same as it's been for the last month or so, where we are at elevated fire danger, which is pretty normal for this time of year. And for the immediate future, the next 7 days, we are at a slightly increased or moderate risk of new fires starting and for fires to spread. We'd like to see that number get down to low risk, like it is down in the valley today, and we'll certainly see that soon, especially with this onshore flow helping the fuel moisture content. No fires reported on the mountaintop. Haven't gotten an update from the Forest Service today at all on the Eldorado Fire, so I'm keeping the numbers the same as yesterday. 22,744 acres and 93% containment. I checked the maps. I didn't see any significant amount of smoke coming out of that fire today, so that's good news. But even if there is some smoke, that's not necessarily bad. It just means some pockets of unburned fuel, some islands they call it, have found the fire has found so these islands to burn. And so that's pretty typical, pretty common. But everything's looking good on the mountaintop. We had 4 crimes reported across the mountain in the past 48 hours. A couple of assaults. Don't know if they were related or not. They occurred a few hours apart from each other, but just a few blocks away, using hands, fists, or feet. Over here, and that was all both in the Crestline area. Over here in Big Bear Lake, there was a person arrested for trespassing and a person arrested for being under the influence on Shea Road in Big Bear City, which is just a little bit off the map there. Power outages. I have four reports from Edison. 2 of those actually could be restored by now already. So 2 of the larger outages should be repaired. The pole or equipment upgrade should be completed by 3 and 4 o'clock, respectively. Lake Gregory, Twin Peaks, Lake Arrowhead, and Arrowheadville is all with Edison repairs going on today. The Eldorado Fire, we still have 713 customers without power in the fire damaged area of Mountain Home Village and Forest Falls. Did you feel it? 2 small earthquakes rattled Big Bear City this morning. Probably didn't rattle the city. Probably just one was a 1.9, one was a 2.1. So I doubt they were even felt. But good reminder that we should always be prepared for earthquakes. There has been a swarm of earthquakes down in the Salton Sea, not too far from the San Andreas Fault, not on the fault itself, about 30 kilometers away, but close enough for us to be aware that earthquakes can and do happen all the time. And we should always be prepared for the big one. What are we going to do? The shaking starts now. Do we know to duck, cover, and hold? Do we have enough emergency supplies? Do we have a communication plan? All of that stuff. And the good news about being prepared for earthquakes is it also makes us prepared for wildfire season and for the upcoming winter snows. Lastly, COVID-19 update. 5 new cases reported on the mountain. The county still is looking pretty good as far as total new cases, but not good enough to get us from the widespread to substantial risk tiers that are being monitored by the state of California. So as a reminder, this number here needs to be down into the red for 14 consecutive days. We were a couple of weeks ago, we were in it for 1 week, but then after the Labor Day surge, which wasn't much of a surge, a little bit of a spike, we continue to report higher numbers than we need to in order to adjust some of the protocols that are in place in the county. And so when we are in the substantial tier for 14 or more days, then we are allowed to do things like resume indoor dining at limited capacity, open movie theaters at limited capacity, and things like that. So there's 2 metrics that they use. There is the total new cases reported daily and the total positive cases that are being tested daily. And so we have been in that red zone for over the 2 weeks, but we need to be in that same red zone, but consecutively for these two different criteria. So we're not quite there yet. How does that look for us on the mountain? As of today, Angeles Oaks remains 3 cases, 1 new case reported in the last couple of days in Big Bear City, another one in Big Bear Lake, bringing the totals to 49 and 59. 12 cases remain in Blue Jay, 7 for Cedar Glen, 76 in Crestline. Fawnskin remains 3. Forest Falls with 7. 1 in Green Valley Lake. 3 new cases reported in Lake Arrowhead, bringing the total to 35. 4 for Rim Forest, 29 in Running Springs, 13 in Sugarloaf, and 12 cases in Twin Peaks. So Bear Valley communities, your total is 134. Rim communities, your total is 176, bringing our total positive rate or incident rate for people based on our population 0.62%. Which is still significantly better than the rest of the county, which is 2.54%, better than the state, which is just over 2%, better than the rest of the country, 2.21%. So that is what I have for you today. Again, Scott from Scott Shot Media. Feel free to email me or text me. Follow along at what is happening on the mountain on Facebook. Like us. Share us with your friends if you think they would like this daily update, or follow along for breaking news. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at Scott Shot Media. Have a really good weekend. Stay safe out there. I probably won't do a video over the weekend unless there's some breaking news. Otherwise, I will just forward information from the Forest Service, CHP, Caltrans, County Fire, Running Springs Fire, Big Bear Fire, etc.